Hello viewers, and today I've got another loadout that you can use in Warzone, and today I set out to try and make a decent loadout for the Owen Gun. This is an SMG from the Vanguard series of weapons, and sometimes what I'd like to do is just have a little look around the internet and see what people are sort of recommending for their Owen Gun loadouts. Very often I'll go in a completely different direction, and this is no different for this video because, as you may know, I go on the True Game Data website to get most of my statistics for this weapon, and obviously the curator of the True Game Data website, Anthony, he does also do loadouts as well, and he suggested this Owen Gun loadout, which was essentially a maximum fire rate loadout. So it's using things like the recoil booster, the rapid barrel, the smallest caliber rounds, and then maximum agility, so removed stock. He's also put on like the integral scope thing, which gives you a little bit of recoil control at the cost of pretty much nothing, as well as things like the hand stop and all sorts of things like that essentially. But anyway, I tried using it, and you probably will see it in some of my gameplay over the last week or two. I was really just trying to get to grips with it, but I'm not sure if it's just a PC weapon, if that makes sense. It's much easier to use with a mouse, but on controller, I just found that it was ironically uncontrollable. And so I set about making my own loadout for specifically controller players, really, as I have no idea how this would perform on a mouse and keyboard. But anyway, here are the attachments that I am using for my Owen Gun. As you can see, I've pretty much gone in a completely different direction. I've sort of forgone the overall massive fire rate that you can sort of get from the Owen Gun, and instead I've gone for something that's just a little bit easier to use, that still performs over range, but it still has the natural agility and maneuverability of an SMG. So I've gone for the M1929 silencer, so immediately we're a little bit more stealthy than the True Game Data rapid fire counterpart, and instead of the rapid fire barrel, I've actually gone for the shrouded barrel. Now, I didn't realise at the time, but this apparently increases recoil just like the rapid fire barrel. Obviously it's not as bad, but I'll be honest, I didn't notice any increase to the recoil, and that is probably because the lack of fire rate improvement means that it's going to be running through that recoil pattern that little bit slower, and therefore you've got more time to react to each recoil of the bullet leaving the end of the barrel. So you're going to have a much easier time controlling this weapon, and it only has one damage drop off rather than two with this barrel, which is really nice. Use any optic you like. I went for the Mark III sun filter, and I paired that with the Orb Weaver padded stock. This doesn't provide the most amount of vertical recoil reduction, but it does nonetheless provide a little bit at the cost of not much in the way of downsides. I also used the Carver foregrip for a vertical recoil reduction and a little bit of hip fire improvement, because after all, we need to remember this is an SMG. I did keep the 7.62 Gorenko 72 round mags as True Game Data did, but it's just that I've pivoted it around much different attachments. This means I've still got the fire rate boost and the very low recoil of this caliber of rounds, but we still can make the most of it, and it does seem like much more of a beam in most regards, really, and that is because I'm also using the hollow point rounds, which will increase limb damage at the cost of range and bullet velocity. But because this is an SMG, you're really not going to really notice that. And for those enemies that are a little bit further away, we want good accuracy during sustained fire. So I'm using the polymer grip, and I'm using brace, which will reduce the recoil for the first couple of shots. And obviously for the final perk, I'm going for fully loaded, because we want plenty of bullets as soon as we get our loadout. But anyway, let me know if you give this weapon a go nonetheless. That was a bit of a convoluted breakdown, but I hope it was good enough to convince you to give it a go and to check out this gameplay that I'm about to show you. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the gameplay. damn. Like he was on that. So confused. There is someone there. Well, there's one. Another guy. Oh, he's dropping back in on his stuff, isn't he? Worth a shot. Right, they're on the roof, I'm pretty sure. So we should see him coming off here any second. I feel like he has to be there. There we are. He's got to come out now. Oh my god, I'm terrible. Flippin' hell. This is so intense. But we did it. God, that Owen Gun is so much better than the one I was using. Lovely jubbly. That is such a good rebirth class. GG.